Hello and welcome back to another video in the world of Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and today is all about that pokey bug stick, and the Rajang update has brought some very interesting things. Now, in my last insect glaive video I beat the meta. I'm gonna hold on to that for a very long time. Yet again, I beat the meta. Anyway, yeah, wasn't by much, by like 0.3%, 0.2, 0.3% roughly. But this time, the meta has beaten me, but by only utilising peak performance. So yet again, I've done a little bit of rejigging, running around, and I've found a way to get higher sustain without utilising peak performance. Downside to this is you need to really manage your sharpness. So most of these new meta builds will have 20 points of purple, which is pretty damn sustainable along with Master's Touch. The one I'm running in this video is 10. Luckily, I've gone up against a monster that has some serious underside and leg weak points, which does allow me to sustain my lovely 10 points of purple pretty darn easily, just to showcase this. But against something that is a little bit less weak pointy, Rajang, silver and gold wraths, yeah, you're gonna nuke your sharpness pretty damn quick. So there are flip sides to it. So let's start off with some of the more well-known metas. We'll run through them, and at the end I'll show mine, so hopefully you'll stick around for that. Now up first we have the Royal March banner. As you can see, this is a peak performance build, utilising a health and affinity augment, elementless in the weapon as well. Rajang helmet with attack dual 4 and just an attack dual 1. Kaiser male beta with critical vitality, attack. Kaiser Vambrace's beta with handicraft 4 and challenger. Kaiser Coil Beta with critical vitality, critical and attack, and then Yian Garuga Greaves Beta with a flawless vitality, flawless. Personally, because we're utilising peak performance, as long as it's not something like a tempered Rajang or something that hits stupid hard, I would swap those critical vitalities and that flawless vitality for medicine, just to give you more uptime on your peak performance, but that's just me. Don't forget the Challenger 4 charm. So, in total, this has 895 EFR. 895. Now, up next is a weapon that genuinely surprised me. This is Infinite Wisdom. So, for those that don't know, this is from the end of the storyline boss. 2 attack decos, affinity and health augments. Rajang helmet with expert 4 and expert. Kaiser male Vambraces and coil all beta with attack 4, attack 1, challenger 4, challenger level 2. Challenger 4, elementless, and then attack. And then of course the Yian Garuga Greaves, because they are busted. Critical maintenance, up to you how you want to go with that. Critical medicine, again I would suggest. And then 2 more critical level 2s, and we're utilising the handicraft charm in this one. So entirely on you how you wish to take this, but this has a grand total of 877 EFR. Up next we have a monster that is seriously making me eat my words. For those that don't know, I previously stated that in base world pretty much all the Nergigante weapons are a complete trap, because they are simply capped to blue sharpness, where a lot of weapons will have white sharpness, higher raw, better affinity blood. They just became, other weapons were just so much more viable. However, in Iceborne, Ruinous Nerg is literally the bane of my existence right now, because pretty much all of his weapons are, some are the best in slot, others are just generally very frigging good. So here it is. This is Ruinous Catastrophe, and I want to point out immediately that this build has been designed by the Mathalos Nest team to be more of a guiding lands farming utility, as well as being able to deal out some pretty decent damage, hence why the weapon's got that lovely geology in there. Affinity and Health Augment. Kaiser Crown Beta with an attack dual 4. Rex Raw Male Beta, that's from Brute Tigrex, in case those that don't know, with a Challenger and Maintenance. And a Fortitude to try and get out more of that damage, hence why Fortitude is on the actual scaling that you can see on the top. Kaiser Van Brace's Beta, a critical vitality and then a critical. Kaiser Coil with critical vitality, Tenderizer Expert. If you don't have that critical vitality or another one, don't worry, go for Tenderizer Vitality and then put a critical in below it, just chop and change where you need. And then an Expert, Garuga Greaves. I need to find a replacement for Garuga Greaves, they're everywhere. Flawless Vitality, Flawless, and then the Agitator, 4 Charm. Now, this does generally look pretty damn good, especially for a Nergi weapon. There's just one catch. You are relying on Fortify and Peak Performance, so you kind of need to get yourself dead and then not lose a single scrap of health. And then, and only then, does it kind of work. So far, Ruinous Catastrophe has the highest EFR by just under 100, but that is relying on Peak Performance and Fortify. I will leave that to you to decide as to whether that is worth it. Is it a comfortable build? Probably not, as it is literally designed around Guiding Lands. I've not actually tested this build myself because I've not really had too much trouble and had to justify the use of a Guiding Lands specific build. Now there is the big boy, Metal Mangler. This is the Rajang Death Stick of Doom and Death and Doom, and with a bit of thunder thrown in. We're using a Handicraft dual 4 with an Affinity and a Health Augment. Kaiser Crown Gamma, this is the high rank one, but don't worry too much about it, because as long as you can keep all 3 of your Kinsec buffs up, you are still rocking the average defense of pretty much most endgame sets. In here we're going to be running 2 Flawless Decorations as well. Rex Raw Male with an Expert level 4 and an Expert level 1. Kaiser Van Brace's Beta with critical vitality and a Flawless. Kaiser Coil Beta with critical vitality, critical and attack. And Garuga Greaves Beta with attack dual 4, Tenderizer and Challenger. Still running that Challenger for Charm. Now again, because we're trying to keep Peak Performance up as much as possible, I would suggest swapping the critical vitalities to critical medicine, just so that you can maintain that peak performance. But aside from the Guiding Lands only build, this is our highest EFR by 1, which brings me very neatly, nicely and lovingly to the build that I'm using in this video. The Trickling Spiral with an Expert level 4, Affinity and Health Augment. Golden Headdress Beta with Handicraft 4 and Expert 1. Kaiser Male Beta with Handicraft 4, Attack. Kaiser Van Brace's Beta with Handicraft Vitality with an Elementless. Kaiser Coil Beta with Attack, Critical, Expert. And Garuga Greaves with Attack level 4, Critical, and a Challenger Charm. This has 885 EFR. So, Infinite Wisdom is out immediately. Now, I've done a lot of playtesting for this and a lot of really silly math, and it could be wrong here because I'm not the most clued up math guy going. That's a Jin Jinx and Tuna job. However, from what I can gather, if you do not maintain peak performance for a maximum of 3 minutes 48 seconds, Royal Banner is out. My build will beat it. For Metal Mangler, this is actually a little different because it has a thunder element on it, so you kind of need to try and calculate thunder hit zone values as well, which still aren't typically that high, but my math isn't good. So, I don't know. I've tried it, I've tested it, I can't quite figure the math out of it. Maybe someone else can, but as far as I can tell, they're pretty damn close. it depends on the thunder hit zone values. And for Ruinous Catastrophe, peak performance is kind of optional, which is annoying, simply because the moment you die, Fortify kicks in, at which point it wins outright. But in the meantime, have fun, good luck, and don't die. It's bad for the health.